Welcome back to Wave Docker. We are 1 week away from the start of the 2024 Orioles season. Let's go! Yeah! Woohoo! And that means finally back into more consistent uploads, Orioles seasons, series previews, blah, 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 blah. So I wanted this video, as we are 1 week away, just kind of be like a free-form discussion and just kind of me just, talking out loud, thinking out loud about the upcoming season, because it's an exciting one. This is probably an Orioles season I'm probably the most excited for in a long time. Well, not a long time. I was excited for last season. I'm excited for every Orioles season. But I think going into this season, expectations-wise, I'm a lot more excited than I have been in the last 5 to 7 years. But yeah, last year we won 101 games, won the AL East. Unfortunately, fell to the Rangers in the ALDS. But I've washed my hands of that season. It was a fantastic time. It was a fun ride. But we're here to win it all this year, I feel like. I feel like the mentality in the locker room is high. I think the fans have a lot to be excited about. I think the players know that they kind of left a lot on the table last year, and they could have, I don't know. I think a lot of the mindset is big this year. Like, I think, allowing Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Cedric, Santander, Dean Kerr, like all of our young guys, allowing them to get a taste of the postseason is just a huge thing mentally for these players, just being so young and being a part of a team that has such promise over the next who knows how long this team could be dominating for. But this lighting is really bad. Let me see if I can fix this. That's a little better, yeah. But yeah, like allowing those young guys, like like I said, like Bradish, Grayson, like allowing them to get a taste of the postseason was just huge. I think mindset wise for these guys just going forward. That's what makes me all the more excited for this season, because they got a taste of what could be, and they failed to reach the pinnacle. Like they lost to the Rangers when Rangers ended up winning. But they got a taste of that playoff environment so early in their careers, where it's like Gunnar Henderson's first full season, he makes the playoffs, wins the AL East. That's huge. Like, that's like going forward. That's massive. And John Angelos is selling the team. That's also huge. Traded for Corbin freaking Burns, which is awesome. Only gave up DL Hall and Joey Ortiz, which is honestly, I thought we were gonna lose a lot more than that. But and I guess he is on his last year of the deal. But that's trading for an ace. Like, we now have a top 5 pitcher for the first time since Mike Messina was on the team. Like, it's been ages since we've had this top end rotation piece. It's crazy, opening day starter, won the Cy Young, only like 2 years removed from the Cy Young. It's ridiculous, and it's just so promising. And it does suck that Kyle Bradish is out with the UCL injury, but that's why we honestly we didn't get Burns because Bradish was out, but it's like we now have a guy where it's like Bradish doesn't need to take the weight of being the top guy. Like, it's Burnsy. And honestly, I think fully healthy, like the ideal rotation might be Burns, Bradish, Grayson, Kramer, Means, maybe. And Means is going to be missing some time as well. So it's probably going to be Burns, Grayson, Kramer, Irvin, Wells, maybe. I'm not sure. It's kind of up in the air. But I won't be surprised if we end up trading for some relief help, because, Bautista's going to be missing the whole year with Tommy John, which sucks. But, I don't know. I feel like I'm just excited for the season to get going. Spring training has been successful. I think we're like 19 and 6 or something all spring training. Jackson Holliday's looked pretty fantastic. He's striking out a lot, but he's hitting the ball. He's batting 340. Colton Cowser also striking out a lot, but he's hitting 400. Adley and Gunnar, I think, both have a pair of homers. Like, they're doing their thing. Like, it's just, I don't know. Everything just feels, it's a good feeling in Birdland right now. I'm just super excited to see this season start. I'm just ready for it. And I don't know. I kind of thought I was gonna have more to talk about, but I already kind of talked about it I don't know. I just think I'm just excited. There's so much to look forward to this season. I honestly think Jackson Holliday's gonna crack the opening day roster. Nah, maybe. I'm not sure. Because in my head, my mental image of our starting 9 and DH right now is you got Adley at catcher, And late catcher. Yeah, like Mountie or O'Hearn platooning first base. And then probably Westberg at second base. Gunner or maybe Holiday at short. Gunner at third. And then you do Hazy in left. Cedric, Santander, and then DH, O'Hearn or Mountcastle maybe. I don't know. It's tough. Like I don't envy Brandon Hyde and Mike Elias and what they had to do with this immensely talented roster because I mean, we got some talented guys, and I mean, I don't think Mateo is going to be starting as much as he was last season or McKenna. I think just because we have that young talent that could really like eke them out. Like you could see Colton Cowser making the opening day roster, and he gets those starts that McKenna wasn't. But I mean, McKenna was more of a pinch runner, defensive replacement guy. But I mean, I don't know. It's just I'm really looking forward to seeing Colton Cowser get like a second chance in the majors because he did kind of struggle for his first few weeks, but he has this fantastic spring. And honestly, you could see Kyle Stowers honestly cracking the opening day roster or end up being a trade piece for that relief arm that we may end up eating. And Craig Kimball's also looked pretty good. I was kind of iffy on that signing, but I mean, apparently he's developed the changeup, which is kind of crazy. Cano kind of had a rough outing yesterday, but I mean, everyone has rough outings. I said Tyler was might end up in the rotation just because I'm kind of blanking on our bottom end of the rotation since Bradish and Means are out, but I mean, I'd like to see him in long relief. Same thing with Cole Irvin. I'm like blanking on everything right now. I don't know. I just think the roster, I think it has a lot of, like, there's not really a lot of holes, I feel like, with this roster, besides maybe, like, a certified, like, 7 or 8 guy. Because, I mean, Cano's probably going to be our 8 guy, with Kimbrel being our closer. But, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of some other, like, we lost, what's his name? Oh, my God. The guy from the Athletics. Fujinami. We lost him. We still have Danny Coulomb. I'm curious to see if we see any, what's his name, like Chase McDermott or Cade Povich anytime this year. Some of those young pitchers pulled up. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just excited for this season. This was really just a loose, free form, kind of just like a blah, whatever. I think it's Patrick Sandoval versus Corbin Burns next Thursday at Camden Yards, starting off at home instead of starting off in Fenway like we did last year. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be doing a vlog, which I'm excited to do that. I'm excited to get some vlog content out here. It'll probably only be for Orioles-related things, because I'd like to go to a bunch of games. I thought I'm going to a bunch of games this year, so I'd like to, document that. I think it'd just be like a fun thing, get to see me at the game. I don't know, try out some vlogs. I've never really done it before. But yeah, I think I'm just super excited for this year. And we do have a pretty, like knock on wood, obviously, we have a pretty easy strength of schedule for April, so we could end up, starting off pretty hot in the AL. Kind of similar to the Rays last year, but hopefully we don't implode like the Rays did last year. But I mean, I don't know. There's just so much to look forward to for this season, and I'm so excited for it to kick off. So that's kind of it. Like I said, free-form discussion, not a lot of, I don't have any notes or anything, no bullet points, just me talking about kind of how excited I am. So it's like, whatever. But I don't know if you can really call this a preview, but this is my preview. Just talking about things that everyone's talked about. I talked about it on my podcast a bunch too. But yeah, maybe I'll just end this with like some preseason predictions of like whatever. So I think the most valuable Orioles probably going to end up being, I'm going to say Adley. I think Adley's going to have a great season. It was probably Gunner last year, or it's probably Adley last year because I forget who won most valuable Oriole. But I think Adley's going to take a step up. I think he's going to take a step up in the power department, and I think his on base is going to be a little bit better this year. I think he's going to try to take a step up in defending because he kind of had a hard time throwing out runners last year. Best pitcher, I'm just going to go Burns just because whatever. But Dean Kramer's my favorite, so maybe I'll go Dean Kramer. But I think Burns is just going to have a good time in this ballpark being a right-hander with that deep left field. Underrated, like under the radar, kind of like sneaky dark horse guy. I want to say Ryan O'Hearn because I think a lot of people are writing him off just because, they're kind of basing last season off of just like a fluke or just like getting out of Kansas City. But I think he's going to have another pretty remarkable season just based on his at-bats and, making use of his limited playing time, just being platooned with Ryan Mountcastle. But yeah, I just have high expectations for this year. And I think the Orioles are going to meet him. Like, I think this team, there's not a lot of ego on this team. I feel like they're all very Like the chemistry field, it's unmatched. I just think we just have a great thing going right now. I'm just very happy to be an Orioles fan. That's it for this video. This was really just a sloppy video, but whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go O's.